welcome to Girls Talk. I'm your host, Harjeet Dhillon, and it's nice to be back and enjoying the summer. So far, so good. Let's hope it lasts. Thanks again to Fariel's Makeup for doing my makeup. I wanted to introduce my guest to you today, who is Minal Shah Gupta. You may or may not have heard of her. She is the organizer of an exhibition called Asia Wedding Lounge, and it also is known as India Wedding Lounge. It's traveled to many countries and has been in existence for 8 years. She also reads astrology, your birth chart. She can also do tarot readings, and she also does karma healing, which is very exciting, and I'm very fascinated by all of this. We're going to try and focus on a little bit of everything, but right now let's not waste any time. Let's go over and meet our guest.
Hi.
Hi, Manal.
How are you?
Good. It's so nice to have you on the show to talk about all the things that you do.
Thank you so much for having me here. It's really a big pleasure.
Thank you for being here. And I hope it wasn't out of your way.
No.
I'm excited to meet you on so many different levels, but let our guests get to know you a little bit too. Let's talk about Asia Wedding Lounge and India Wedding Lounge to begin with. It has traveled to many countries over the 8 years that it's been in existence.
Right.
So if you could tell me about the different countries it's traveled to and the feedback that you've gotten from the different countries.
Basically, this wedding exhibition, which I have been doing since 8 years, I have done in many countries like Dubai, UK, Mauritius, Nairobi, and even Canada as well. So these all different countries have given me different experiences. Some countries were really amazing, like Nairobi, Mauritius, where there's a huge demand of Indian dresses and all. There are people wearing saris and lehengas and all that stuff. So yeah, the feedback over there were amazing. And especially in UK and Dubai has been like a very saturated market, but even there it really went well. And Canada, it's still growing, I feel. But overall, all my exhibitions were always appreciated. I have a lot of followers all over the world, and even like India market is growing. So India wedding exhibition has always been like a forte for us to do that.
Yeah, I know, because I know being South Asian myself, Indian specifically, I know that there is a lot of interest in fashion. Especially when you're becoming a bride or when you're attending somebody's wedding, it's very close. You want to look the best, you want to buy the best outfit, and sometimes buying locally, which is probably the problem you face in Canada, when you buy locally and you buy from the outlet, the designers or the purchasers that are local, you are probably paying higher price than you would be if you went back to India, and also you don't have as much of a selection.
True.
And I think there's also that I'm not sure if it's a stigma, but when you go to India, you feel like you can see the trends, what's really there, and in Canada you're just getting or anywhere that's exporting the fashion from there, they're getting what's
the latest trend.
Yes,
because everywhere, like once you leave India, you're not going to find in any other countries the latest trend stuff, right? Because especially in North America, the trend always comes, the India trend, the Asian trend always come after 5 years, like they're always late. And that's the reason people always, and today the social market is social media and everything, people know about the latest trend. They want to get that designer stuff, they want to wear those stuff, and that's how, whenever the designers from India, when they come here in these countries, and when they exhibit their stuff, best of their stuff, and at the India's price, so people would obviously love to take that and purchase those stuff. It works very well with us in all different countries.
Yeah, well, one thing I know about your exhibition is that the designers are actually in attendance. It's not purchasers. These are not people who purchase the designs from a designer or from a shop. These are the actual designers themselves. So they actually piece the beading onto the outfit and the design work. They cut it the way they want it. They do all of that work. So having them in attendance is quite amazing. And to purchase one of their gowns is also really good. Because I know we had met at Asia Wedding Lounge
That's
when
true.
it was in Canada in 2016,
True.
November 2016.
Yeah.
And that's how we had met.
And you were my model.
I was. It was actually the first show I did in Canada.
Oh,
Actually,
that's
first
amazing.
show in like many, many years.
Wow, that's nice.
So it was a lot of fun for me.
Yeah.
And it was also getting exposed to all of that.
Indian culture.
Yeah, and there were designers present there too. So there was like Rohit Verma, there was
Jaya Mishra. Jaya Mishra.
Jaya Mishra, that's
Yeah.
right. So I remember their names and I remember a lot of the designs were beautiful.
Yes.
But is it like that in the different countries then? So the designers are all from India and they will travel to where
Yes.
the exhibition is.
That's true. So basically they have to, they want to exhibit their stuff to all over the world. So I give them the platform and I ask them to participate in my exhibition and they display their stuff and they are happy with that. And usually all my exhibition has minimum 5,000 to 10,000 of crowd. So they usually what happens is like a lot of people do the purchasing and almost all their stuff is over within 2 days, 3 days of time.
Yeah, and as a potential purchaser myself of these designs, if I was going to be at one of these exhibitions, not modeling, but watching the show, it would be that maybe in that time period I don't have anything in mind to buy.
Right.
But if there's a designer there and I like the designs, that designer will stick in my mind for a time when I do actually need a design.
True.
And that's a really good thing in itself.
I know. That's really important because we always see to it that we do the exhibition during the wedding time, wedding season, it helps the people because that is a time when they do a lot of purchasing, right? Because Indian stuff, when you are in these Western countries, you don't want to wear Indian stuff every day.
Yes.
It's only when it's occasion or some Diwali or any of the functions, right?
Yes, that's right. I think the big time is when a bride does get married and if you're marrying into a very traditional family, then you have to go out to family dinners and then you'll have lots of family functions and I don't know a South Asian bride or Indian bride that has a wardrobe that's not full of all these outfits.
Oh yeah, you bet.
Suitcases, everything. They're everywhere. They're in abundance.
True.
So I know that fashion is obviously one of your passions.
Yes.
Because you do so much in it, but it's not the only passion you have.
Yeah.
Also, I'm going to say, is it being spiritual is also one of your passions. And you also have taken that into being a career as well.
Yeah.
And so can you tell us about the different things that you cover under the spiritual title, with this karma healing, the tarot reading, and the astrological readings. If you could talk about the difference between the three of them, and then I can ask you more questions to them.
Oh, basically, as you know, my mother, she herself is an astrologer. So from my childhood, I have always been seeing her doing astrology and, just looking at the birth charts of the people, the client coming in, and they were asking for how the planets works and all that. It was always fascinating me. How does it go? I was always interested in that, but I never took that as my career because at the end of the day, I was always into fashion and fashion industry. I did my fashion diploma. And then later on, I took fashion as my career, exhibition, organizing events and all. But astrology, when I got into it, there was some period of time in my life where I felt, it's very, the truth is, astrology is like that, when you are very down in your life, when you are very low in your life, you want to take a help, you want to know the question why, what happened, what went wrong in your life, what was the reason. So my mother always told me, you will come to this astrology, you will love it. So I knew that there are all the answers lying down in my astrological chart. So I thought, instead of asking my mother, like, of course, she will always answer me from the mother point of view, right? She is not going to give me the true answer of astrological things. So I thought, why don't I learn astrology? So I started learning it, I took a proper course. I did it in a university of astrology. And then I took the certificate, I started learning it. Then, the karma thing, astrology and tarot, these all three things are interrelated with each other. They are not different. Because tarot, of course, tarot is a little bit of westernized. It's more about, asking the questions. It's like if you want to ask some questions, what's happening, in this present, what's happening now, and what will be the answer. That is how the tarot work. But astrology is more about working from the past, present, and future. Future, I feel, you're creating, of course. But past is always there, which has always been there. And the astrological chart always represents that snapshot of your karmas. Okay, what you have done in your past life, whatever you have done in your past birth, not one single birth, all the births what you have taken. So all those karmas are related in that, are being like when you take a birth, the screenshot happens. The particular time, particular date, particular birthplace. God takes the screenshot and that's it. That's your horoscope. Okay. That's like a past report card of your karma.
Okay, and so even if you don't believe in reincarnation, karma exists.
Yes.
And it's really funny because it's kind of almost like science, but it's not, because I found that it's not a lot of people have to be spiritual to believe in karma and to know it exists.
Yeah.
Which is the crazy thing.
Right.
It's not like God either, where it was questionable. Is there a God? Is there a not God?
Yeah.
Everybody that has dealt with karma knows that there is karma.
True.
And, I want to talk about everything. And there's so much going through my mind right now to ask you. I just kind of don't know where to start. But I'm going to start with karma since we're on the topic of karma.
Okay.
I had watched one of your videos.
Right.
And you talk about 4 different types of karma.
That's true.
If you could remind me what those 4 different types of karma are, then I can ask you more specific question about karma.
Yeah, okay. See, the karma theory works in a very simple way. It's not like, we all get scared about karma, that, karma is like in punishment, what you're going to get. But it's not punishment. It's only the reaction. It's your own things, what you have done. It's only the reaction, what you're getting back. That's it. Like if you throw a, coin in the air, where it's going to go, it's not going to disappear or going to just go somewhere else. It's going to come down, of course. Yeah. Right? So it's same way the karma works. So whatever you're going to do, that is going to come back. That's it. Nothing else. If you do good, good is coming back. If you're doing bad, bad is coming back. And the 4, it's not 4, it's actually 3 karmas, what I have defined. Okay. Yeah. So the 3 karmas which are defined as, sanchita karma, prarabdha karma and kriyaman karma. So when I talk about sanchita karma, it's the karma which you have accumulated since you have taken a human birth. Okay, it may be you must have taken 3 birth of humans, 4 birth of humans, whichever life you have taken, all those karmas have been accumulated. Because when you take I don't know if you believe it or not, but there is a samskara cycle. This cycle is like your soul has been traveling the journey from the worm to birds, animals, and now you have come to a human form. And when you are into that form of Jiva Loka is an animal form, you don't create karmas. But when you are in a human form, you start creating karmas, because that time you are called conscious being, right? You are conscious being, you know what you're doing, you know what you're not doing. And that's why we are called as Manushya. It's like man is chitta is conscious. So we are conscious being. So once we enter the human life, we start collecting karmas. So the life from all what we have gone through, the whole karmas what we have collected is sanchita karma. Okay, good, bad, punya, papa, everything. So that is sanchita. Prarabdha karma is the one which we are bringing it in this life.
Okay.
From the sanchita karma, some percentage. Like if you have accumulated somewhere around 100, 100 counts of karma, you're bringing some 10 to 20% in this life. Okay? Just to finish those off.
Okay.
But the best part is we human don't finish it.
Oh, is that the best part?
Yeah.
Well, for the good karma, it's the
Yeah.
best part. For bad karma, maybe not so much.
Yeah. So, we are busy taking, like, dealing with these karma, what we have already got from our past life, and we are creating more karmas. Right? Because, of course, we are living in this material world, and we are interacting with so many people around us. We are still creating those karmas. And the one which you're creating karma is called kriyaman karma.
Okay.
So there are three different karmas. Prarabdha is the one which you have got, and kriyaman is like now what you're creating.
And
right now I'm speaking to you, it's karma. I'm thinking something good or bad, that's karma. That's all.
Good.
Yeah.
Because everybody wants good karma, nobody wants bad karma.
True, yeah.
So it's very important to acknowledge those. But then you talk about, I mean, I don't remember the names. They're too complicated for me to remember the different types of karma. But the karma that's generated by your past lives.
Right.
In this life, so if I've had many past lives, I don't know what my past lives were, and I don't know what form I was in or what I did.
Right.
Anything about it. And I know there's ways to tap into that. But is there any way to eliminate that karma and have it forgiven? Because it's not something that this conscious being would be
knowing about those things.
or
Yeah.
even I may not want to assimilate those actions that I
Right.
did.
Yeah. See, that's the best part, right? Because if you know what you have done in your past, everybody will be like good, good, good.
Yeah.
Yeah. But where there is good, there is always bad. If there is no bad happening, how will the good things will happen? Right? So even if you have accumulated a lot of karma in your past, some things are not going to change in this life. Like, the destiny, what you call as, like when you come in this birth, you get fixed parents, fixed status of the family what you're living in, the country, the accident and the death and the illness. There are few things which are going to come. You cannot change that. Because that's the way you have got those prarabdha karma. And because you even see some child who is just born and he's born deaf or he's born blind. They have not created any karma, but they still come with those destiny, right?
Okay.
And you can't erase totally. But yes, what you can do is, like, for your next life or for this life itself, you can start creating good ones, okay? By thinking good, by, even we say like doing meditation. If you do a lot of meditation, if you start eliminating things from your mind, all the wrong gestures, wrong thoughts, wrong, whatever you're planning negativity, or if you have some negativity, just remove those things. Because if you keep everything inside you, you will somewhere put this out, right? Because not today, then tomorrow, you will put that out.
Well, it's a very common to hear about that, not just related to karma, but in life in general. Whatever thoughts, you don't even have to do an action, but even thoughts, people think because they're silent, they have no impact. But the thoughts you have, which is why we're encouraged to meditate and to pray, that you put out, they do impact you and silently can affect you in the sense that there's even like a lot of books and motivational speakers will also speak about this, that if you think positives, like you have a vision that you want to live in a certain country, in a certain house, and you visualize it and you keep thinking about that and you put your energy towards that, it will eventually come true.
That's
but
true.
you have to have no doubts and you have to believe it. So it's very similar with karma. The thoughts you put out, they're not silent. They will come back to haunt you. So if you have revenge against someone and you're thinking about all the bad things, I hope all these bad things happen to that person, but you're not doing anything to do those bad things.
Yeah.
And in life you're saying, oh, I hope they're okay, whatever. And then in your head you're thinking, I hope something bad. It's still karma.
Yeah, and there is, I have also, on my YouTube channel, I have already mentioned that, if you're thinking about law of attraction, why doesn't it work? Why doesn't the karma thing works with the law of attraction? It's because you are thinking something else and you are already working on that law of attraction. You want universe to give you this, universe to give you a big house, but at the same time, in your thoughts, you're thinking that you're poor.
Yes.
So what's the point?
It's so funny that you said that, because I just actually watched something today that actually says exactly that in different words, but it's the same thing.
That's true.
Which is funny, and then that's when my mind goes all crazy, because then I start thinking, wow, that's kind of like a sign, because I just watched it, I just learned about this, and now I'm hearing about it too.
Yeah.
So it solidifies my opinion of certain things.
Because we always think about that I want to become a millionaire or billionaire, and then suddenly when it's a time to spend money, and then you are thinking, oh my god, I don't have money, I don't have this, I am so much poor. You actually victimize yourself.
Yes.
And this victimizing thing is basically creating those negative in your head. And already when you have validate yourself as a poor, how can you expect to be a rich, or how can you expect to be a millionaire? I'm not sure how will this thing happen. It will never happen.
It's really fascinating that you're saying all this stuff, because I'm just learning about all this now. Because I'm enrolled in this program that's supposed to help me too, and I have to watch these videos, and I'm learning a lot of this stuff.
True.
And one of the big things that I learned is to focus on what you do want and not what you don't want.
Yes.
So, don't focus on, if what you have is not what you want, then don't focus on that. Focus on the bigger picture, what you want.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And if you do that, I think you can change your life. But right now, we're going to take a break.
Of course.
And we're going to come right back, and I still have lots more questions on karma, and hopefully we can cover everything.
Yes.
But thanks for watching. We're going to be right back after this short break.
Are you sure about it? Let's do it then.
The family law lawyers at Alam Law Chambers will be with you during your stressful divorce and custody battle, so that the best possible result can be found for you and your children. Reliable and affordable. Alam Law.
रंग वाली भरम वाली न्यूज़ वाले व्यूज़ वाले भेल वाले मेल वाले कराची वाले खैबर वाले लाहौर वाले पिंडी वाले इन शॉट पूरे पाकिस्तान वाले चिली मिली के हमत वाले कैंडीलैंड चिली मिली.
This is the world of internet. You have everything on your computer and mobile screen. If you wish to promote your business through internet, especially to perfect target market, then you have just one reliable name, NJ Marketing, offering various marketing solutions like social media marketing, telemarketing, email marketing, search engine optimization, graphic designing, web designing and development, and mobile application development. So call now at 647-824-1485 or email at njmarketing15@gmail.com or log on to njmarketing.ca.
An exclusive multi-designer studio specialized in wedding planning services, bridal wear, casual party wear, jewelry, shoes, purses, dupattas, men's and kids' clothes. You name it, we have it. Some of the Pakistani designer labels we carry are Semi-K, Ava Noor, Sana Safinaz, Anas Abrar, Zainab Chutani, Wahaj Khan, Fatma Khan, and many more. Parahan, sheer elegance. We believe in quality service and best price.
You can contact 9075 Derry Road West, Unit Number 1, Milton, Ontario. मैं हूं जहांगीर खान, स्क्वाश कोर्ट का चैंपियन, लेकिन रियल एस्टेट इन्वेस्टमेंट का चैंपियन मोहम्मद कामरान हुसैन। मुझे उन पर यकीन है, आप भी करके देखिए।
जहांगीर खान और हजारों क्लाइंट्स का चहेता मोहम्मद कामरान हुसैन। रेजिडेंशियल प्रॉपर्टीज और इन्वेस्टमेंट्स दोनों के लिए ही सही मशवरा, सही फैसला। मकान जिसे आप अपना घर कहने में फख्र महसूस करेंगे। मोहम्मद कामरान हुसैन, 4163185264।
We at Albarka Travel are passionate about our clients' entire journey, from dream to experience to memory. We are not only the #1 Umrah agent in Canada, but also guarantee the cheapest airfare to Pakistan, India, Middle East, and Europe. Albarka Travel, combining your ideas with its experience and expertise to deliver you the most enjoyable travel experience and vacation packages possible. Get in touch at 905-232-6566. Albarka Travel. Explore the world with us.
Hi, welcome back to Girls Talk. If you weren't watching before the break, we have Minal Shah Gupta on the show, who not only has his exhibitions all over the world, she is also very in tune with energy and spirituality with tarot reading, astrology and karma, which is what we were talking about right before the break. And I'm going to continue on with karma, Minal, if that's okay.
Yes.
Something you were saying about karma is that if a child was born with a deformity or a disability, which they obviously have no control over.
Right.
I'm not sure if it's possible. This is something where you could help me with possibly. Say if that child's mother had karma from her past lives, or say she has karma from that life that she's in now. Say she did something really bad.
Yeah.
Do you think that her having a child like that is something for her? Could it be that a child would be born in such a way so that the mother has karma, that she has to pay that karma?
Yeah, because what happens is, like, if the child is born like that, it's not only the child is suffering, it's the parents are also suffering, right? So there's a mix of karma. It's just not the karma what the child has got from his past life, it's even the parents who have occurred some that kind of karma, because they must have while the child is in the womb, they must have done something bad things with like they must have fought, or they must have done something wrong at that time, or their thoughts must have gone wrong somewhere, or their karma which must have affected on the child. This is always interrelated. It's not like only the child is having that karma.
Okay, because I know you do karma healing. Before we talk about what exactly that involves,
Yeah.
Does it involve knowing, is it even important to know which karma it is? Because I mean, say if I think I'm a good person, I mean, I'm not going to say if I do or don't, but say if I think that I'm a good person and I'm doing everything the way that I was taught, which is good in my mind, and then something really bad happens to me and I'm just thought, I don't know where this karma is coming from. Is there a way that you or anybody could find out what I did to deserve what I'm getting?
Yes, because basically I do astrological chart, right?
Okay.
So when I do astrology, I get to see your birth chart. In that, I find out few of the planets which are misplaced, which are not rightly placed, or they are affected by some wrong planets. And those on those things in this chart, we'll see those planets which are affected. So that planet particularly brings those karma, the bad karma. And even the good karma is already written in that chart. Everything is there in the chart. So when I see some, especially there are planets like Saturn. Saturn is the planet of karma. So usually you say, you must have heard about Sade Sati, 7.5 years of, So usually it says like 7.5 years, it's like an income tax raid on you. If you have done good things, you will be good in that 7.5 years. If you have done bad things, then obviously the income tax guy is going to charge you the huge tax, and that you have to pay. You have to pay for that. So those planets are representing those karma. Saturn is the major one, and then other like Rahu and Ketu North Node and South Node planet. So these all planets are representing what you have done in your past life. So I can point that out. I can say that this is thing happening in your life. You must have done something wrong. Especially I have already one video on sun and moon. If you have seen, YouTube channel, there is a video called, the living God. Okay, so the living God in astrological way, if I say, sun is representing your father and moon is representing your mother.
Okay.
And sun is also representing your soul and moon is representing your mind.
Oh.
So all these things are so interconnected. If your sun is not well placed, that means somewhere your father is also not happy, or there is no good relationship with you and your father. And if the moon is not well placed, then your mother is not well, or some illness is there with your mother, or your relationship with your mother is not good, or you are far off from each other, or especially, you'll see Shah Rukh Khan's Kundli, there is sun and moon are not well placed. And that's how his father died early, and his mother also was not there for long. So, this all planets represent people around you in your life. Venus represent your spouse, Jupiter represent your child, your spouse again, and Saturn represent the laborers, the employees, and all those people around you. So, whatever pain and suffering, you are going through the effects of the people around you, right? It's not, of course, that's all about what you have gone through, but even the people around you, the suffering, the pain, and this, if you have done something wrong with them in your past life, they will come in this life, and you have to pay. You have to pay off your karmas. So I can see those in astrological chart, and I can pinpoint that this is where the problem is. You have to get into the karma healing. You don't need to directly go to that person, and of course for the father and mother you can always go, but some people you cannot go. You have already disturbed the relationship. The relationships are not good enough. But what you can do is, you can do karma healing through a meditation, which I do a whole process. There is a whole process involved in that. Okay. I make you go through the whole process, your past life, your this life, and then we go through the forgiveness and giving forgiveness. So all these things happen in that karma healing.
Okay, it's very interesting.
Yeah.
So then when you do karma healing, do you also do an astrology reading too? Because then you have to get some insight into their birth?
Yeah, until and unless if I don't do the astrological reading, I won't be able to do karma healing. So, because it's like when you know where is the problem, you will be able to do it in an easier manner. Otherwise, you can do a general karma healing, because of course it has never been like you have come with amazing karmas. If you were at amazing karmas, you would have been like an, Mark Zuckerberg or somebody like...
I don't know whose life is perfect.
Yeah.
So it's just like karma healing will help us meditate and then heal the karmas, but how can we correct karmas from our past lives? Because if we made a mistake or we did something intentionally in a past life, how can we correct that in this life? Because we are not faced with those same people. I mean, maybe we are. We're destined to meet the same people from our past lives in this life, so that we can correct that karma. But say if I was going to come to you at a time to do my karma healing, at a time when that opportunity had passed, where I could have resolved that karma from my past, and I never took that.
Right.
So is that something that you also address when you do the karma healing, or is any time good to do a karma healing?
See, the things which have already happened, okay, what happens is, like, I'll give you an example. If somebody hurted you in this life, okay, very badly, and what will happen after that, when that hurt is already there in your mind, your heart already, and then later on you have kept those grudges, right? You have kept those grudges, that pain, that suffering you have got through that person, and that you will keep that grudges forever. Till the time you meet that person again. And when you meet that person in this life or maybe next life, you will remove that grudges by giving him back. right? So the chain continues.
Okay.
What happens for that instance? You have to break that chain, okay? Or you break when you are there in his life or in her life, or whoever whom you feel that person is, giving you suffering or pain, or I am giving that suffering or pain, whatever, it goes vice versa. So if you feel there's something wrong, I'm sure that person gave me that kind of pain, there must be some karmas lying behind, and that's the reason he behaved like this with me. So I want to break this chain. I really want to, so that I don't do this again to him and he don't come back to me again. So to do that, you go to that person and just tell that person, let's forget everything. Though you hurted me, though I hurted you, let's forget everything. I want to just, or you say sorry, or I know this is not easy way, but if it's possible, like especially with your parents you can do, right? You can always do with your parents or your siblings. But when it's outsider, I'm sure it's not easy. But what you can do is do in your head, break that chain in your head, that forgive him. Forgive him and tell him, from your soul you have to tell him that, I know you did everything wrong to me, but I forgive you. I forgive you for whatever you did. I don't want to continue this chain. I want to break this chain. Okay, so that's the right way. And supposedly, if this is the breaking the chain, but now when you are in the future, if you think somebody is going to affect you, or somebody is giving you problem already, what you will do at that time, you have to change your vision towards that person. Because that time you need to understand that I'm sure I have not done anything wrong to that person, but I don't know why that person is somehow behaving wrong with me. Yeah, you don't know the question. That means you have to understand this is, of course, your past karmas.
Yeah.
So when you see this thing happening, try changing your mindset towards that person. Okay, start giving him a good energy. Start giving that person really good energy. I like you. You're a very nice person. You're doing this to me, and I want to be helpful to you. I'll be there for you. Whatever. Start giving that good energy. So once you start giving that good energy, even that person is not listening to you, that person will get your energy, that vibration. Because as you know, we are all related with the frequency. So once he gets the frequency of your good vibes, that person will react accordingly. He will stop doing what wrong he was doing to you before.
Because the energy, the vibes,
Yeah.
vibrations, the frequency, all it goes around and they feel it. And I do agree with that. I don't always see it happening as clear cut as that, but it's always good to be reinforced and be reminded of that.
Yeah.
One of the things that I want to go back on is that talking about karma in general. Just when I'm in life, when you're functioning, if something happens, it's a problem. So say it's like the washing machine's broken. You need to know what's broken to be able to fix it.
Yeah.
But there's some circumstances, some instances where it's better not to know what the problem was and just move past it, because everybody will have a difference of opinion. So like if you and I knew each other, you did something to me, I did something back, like we'll never really figure out where it started, what the problem was, because there really wasn't any problem, or we both saw it different. So are there times when you do focus on the karma healing where you don't talk about what the problem is and just how to heal, or do we always have to go back to what the problem is?
Especially when that problem is very clear in front of you. Few problems are very clear. You know who hurted whom, right? Some things are like, though you don't know who was right at that time, who was wrong at that time, but if you are hurted, that means something wrong has happened from that person. Right? So when you know that problem, go into that problem. And if you don't know that problem, what went wrong, just release those energy, unknowingly or knowingly. If I have done something wrong, I just want to release that energy. Because if you relive that problem again and go back to that problem and, search the you don't need to, actually solve that problem, but just go there.
Yeah.
Go back, see yourself being happy at that moment.
Okay.
Instead of being sad, see yourself being in a good position. And then you can, come again back into your present and just relieve those things.
Okay, it's always very good to know. I've talked a lot about karma, and I know that we don't have much time, so I do want to actually touch upon tarot a little bit,
Okay.
if possible. So one of the biggest differences that I would have thought between astrological readings and tarot readings is more that the astrology is about planets and the alignment of planets when you're born,
True.
which you have no control over. It's your life. With tarot, again, you don't have any control over it, but it's more to do with energies, because it's not, I just want to make it clear, like, to people who believe or don't believe, with tarot, it's not just like you're just like random with any pack of cards.
Yeah.
Because I've been around it. I've known people that have done it. So
Right.
you put your energy into these tarot
True.
cards, and then when a person touches them, they put their energy in it. So it's not just like a random chance, whatever they pick. The cards they pick are the ones that will actually give the answers to the questions.
Yes.
And when you do a tarot reading, you allow a person to ask up to how many questions can they ask?
Usually depends, if that person wants to do for 1 hour, he has it 1 hour, 2 hours. 4, 5 questions, like one question, I need to explain that person what exactly the answer is by reading the cards, by the patterns, what have come across in front of me. So I have to answer that particular question properly. So it takes minimum 4 to 5 question and answers.
And do they tell you the question, or do they just keep it in their head and the cards will answer the question? Or is it important that they share the question?
Yes, it's very important to have a question in front of you, because until and unless the answer won't come accordingly.
But do they share that question with you, or do they keep it secret from you?
90% I always ask them to share the question, because that makes life easier for both of us. Because I don't like wandering on the tarot cards saying, what's happening in your life, and that person say yes, no, yes, no.
Yeah.
It actually wastes time for both of us, because, of course, in life you don't have only one thing. If I see something about you, about your health, and right now in your head it's going about money, so I am saying things are not good in your health, or maybe I'll be saying something is not good. I don't see clearly health, but I see something which is not good, and I'll tell you that I don't see things are not good. I see things are very bad in your life. So you will say, no, money wise, you want, your head is right now working towards money, and my answers are towards the health.
Yeah.
So it doesn't make sense when I don't have questions. If you are asking me a particular question, I will better get that answer.
Okay, and how, you mentioned earlier as well that your mother had been doing astrological readings.
That's right.
So the tarot and the karma healing was something that you just stumbled upon yourself, or how were you introduced to?
Yeah, because when I was learning astrology, my teacher gave me a very brief, whole analogy of the karma with the astrology, because without karma the astrology was not there. It wouldn't have happened. It's there because all the planets are showing you the report. It's showing you the result of what you have done in your past. So karma is so much connected, and I was thinking, when karma is so much connected, why not people are doing better in their karmas instead of relying on the astrological chart. Of course they need to know what's going on, but at the same time you also need to you need to change your karmas. You need to eliminate those bad things in you, what you're already going through, because people are not aware what is going into their head. They just don't focus on the negativity. They want to focus what's going to come. They only focus on their future. I hope I get a good future. I hope I get this thing. I hope I get, everything is like, in the future. But what are you doing right now? It's important. So when you do karma healing, you get aware of what are your thoughts going on into your head. And when you start knowing your, karmas, what kind of karmas you are having in you, you will start changing it from now. and then things will start changing. Because usually what all astrologers give you the, remedies like wear gemstones, do this puja, do that puja. But when all this gemstone pujas and everything doesn't make sense to you, right? Because you don't know what is happening. Yeah. So what will make sense is like knowing your karmas and changing your karmas. That will only make sense for you. So that is a right remedy, and that's why I focused on karma healing as well with the astrology, because that is the actual remedy.
They go hand in hand.
Yes.
And then tarot, how did that come about?
Tarot is basically, I was fascinated towards Western astrology as well. The Western way of looking at the psychic healing and psychic. I have also done, numerology and all that stuff. Because when you are into this kind of, psychic things, you love to you want to explore more and more and more. So when the tarot came in front of me, actually tarot was my first love. Because that was fascinating me, because whenever I see my parents doing astrology, my mother doing astrology, I was like, no, I want to do something different. So that's why I first connected with tarot. And then I realized that tarot is just a tip of the iceberg. The whole iceberg is in astrology, karmas and all those stuff.
So there's a lot to really put together when it comes to all of that. In terms of other, you said you'd done numerology as well in the past.
That's right.
Is there anything else? Like, would you be looking into crystal balls? Because I know some people do crystal balls, some people do palmology, they read hands, they read faces, they read tea leaves. Like, is there anything else that you think is on the forefront of your mind that you're going to work on?
I have learned palm reading. Crystal ball reading, I have actually, I have known the whole way of doing it, but I have not really practiced on that, because I feel that's all upon the energy and the intuition what you get into yourself. Because crystal ball is not about you see some image, but it's what image you see in your own head, in your own intuitions and with your own energy. Right? So the whole idea is to increase your own energy and the intuition. That's what I do in my life. I am every day practicing meditation, which is helping me to increase my intuition, my own. I personally meet myself when I'm doing meditation. So it's increasing your own energy and vibration. So doing crystal ball and everything will go hand to hand. It is not a big deal doing those things.
Okay, so there's a possibility. There's maybe
We'll
see what comes up, but I'm not sure we have much time now. So quickly, if you could let our viewers know if they wanted to get in touch with you, they wanted to reach out, whether they wanted to attend an exhibition at one of these Asia Wedding Lounges or India Wedding Lounge, or if they wanted to have a personal reading.
Sure.
What's the best way for them to contact you?
They can call me at 647-706-5562, or they can always like my page Vedic Astro Tarot, which is you can find it on Meenal Shah Gupta, or Vedic Astro Tarot is the right page to go there. You can always find me on the YouTube channel. Thank you.
And if you are following my page, Girls Talk with NJ Digital TV, you will also have a link to Mrinal's page on there. I posted the video on karma there, so you can also connect with her through there. And if you're not following my page, you need to do that. So make sure you go onto your social media, Facebook especially, and click on the Girls Talk by Harjeet Dhillon for NJ Digital TV, and follow that page along with any NJ Digital TV pages. Thank you so much, Mrinal, for being here.
Thank you for getting me here.
It was a pleasure going into, not a pleasure for me, it was a pleasure having you here and learning so much about everything that you were.
Thank you so much for being so kind and listening to me.
So thanks again to Mrinal for being a guest on the show, and thanks to our viewers at home for watching Girls Talk. We'll see you next week.